Hello, K-Sun Nation. I'm Cadet Daniel May, Battalion Public Affairs Officer for the class of 2015. With me is Cadet Blake Justen, Charlie Company Commander, who is also in the class of 2015. So, Blake, tell me about your experiences at Fishburne and how you think they made you a better person.
Well, my experience with Fishburne has, I guess, been an interesting one. I definitely have matured through the years, as you know, growing up and dealing with new kids, dealing with the military, and getting involved with new cadets, and it's definitely a new adjustment that allows you to mature.
So, tell us about maybe a specific story of a roommate, if you could, just like how you bonded with him or how you got to know him. Like how did that experience really help you out?
I guess I could use one of my friends, Amico. I was his platoon sergeant. He was my first sergeant at the time, and we never had any problems dealing with company business. We always, like peas and carrots, we always worked together. We always,
of course,
we never had a problem with each other. We always talk to each other, talk things out. Before we go to bed at night, we'll have like pillow talk. Just those small conversations that actually just that small stuff means a lot to you. Every roommate has their cliques and
little quirks.
Yeah, little quirks, and definitely one of them was he had smelly feet, and I couldn't stand the smell of his feet. And every roommate he's had been with couldn't stand his feet. But that's one of them. That's one of the things I've learned to have to adapt. I've had to
adapt.
Turn
and he's
over.
Probably had to learn how to adapt to that. Living with a roommate.
Absolutely. Sometimes he has to negotiate and say, put some socks on instead of taking them off.
So, tell us about your experiences this year as Charlie Company Commander, how you think that's going to prepare you for life after Fishburne.
Well, I think being as Charlie Company Commander has definitely allowed me grow as a person. It's definitely allowed me to mature more. Growing up and seeing all these kids, now that I'm in charge of them, I have to tell them, to wake up every morning, brush their teeth, get dressed, turn in your laundry, clean your room. It's definitely
a 24/7 job.
It is a 24/7 job. I'm always, instead of being just responsible for myself, I'm now having to be responsible for 35 other cadets in my company. There was this one cadet I had in the beginning of the year that was struggling to adapt to Fishburne Military School's lifestyle.
He was a rat, I take it?
Yes, he was a rat. And he was never used to leaving his hometown before. He's never been out of the state, never been out of his town before. And sometimes you just got to sit down and just kind of talk what I want and just hear him out. Let him talk for you. Let him do all the talking. Let him open up to you because he needs someone to vent to. And you got to be that person to listen. Me being a senior and being so close to these 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, I'm like their parent. I see them every day. I tell them what to do, what they need to be done. I'm there to help them, and
like a big brother.
Exactly, like a big brother. And sometimes it's not even me just telling them. Sometimes they'll just see it from me, whether it's information or just anywhere I'm at on the stoops or in school. They'll see that, and they'll want to be just like me, or maybe even better than me. This year we went to a best of the best drill team competition, and I got to live with or stay in a hotel with like 2 of my friends, and we stayed up. We shouldn't have, but we stayed up all night and just talking and hanging out, watching TV, playing on the internet, whatever, and stuff like that. I enjoy that kind of stuff. It might not exactly be going out and partying or going to see a movie.
Just the little things.
Just the small stuff are sometimes the biggest memories.
So that's what you'd say you'd miss most about Fishburne.
Absolutely.
The
small little details are what I miss most.
The brotherhood, the camaraderie that you gain from this place.
Yeah, absolutely. After I graduate, I'd like to, I'm going to college, going to Ohio University. I'd like to
Athens, Ohio?
Yeah, yes sir. I'll be, I plan on getting in something in IT, like computer engineering. And this school has definitely prepared me for college. It's whether it's been academics or just living with a roommate or living away from home. It's definitely allowed me to adjust, and I don't get that homesickness like maybe some people will, because I'm used to being out of the state or away from home.
Graduating from this place, oftentimes you see at the final formation, you see kids crying because it's the last time they'll be with all their classmates. Can you just kind of describe the reason why you see that emotion?
I guess you see that emotion because we wake up and see each other every single day. Sometimes it may not even be for a good or bad reason. We might not even like each other, but comes time that graduation, we all are going to be crying and hugging each other.
Because you're so close with
exactly
everyone.
Even if you don't necessarily like the person, you've seen him every day. You've grown up with him. They're all like your brothers. Mm-hmm. You even necessarily might not like that brother as much as your other brother, but you've all grown up in the same place and you all come from the same place.
And when you separate, which we're not going to be spending as much time together when we graduate.
Right.
That evokes a very emotional response. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's a shock. It's not necessarily a sad shock, but it's definitely I'm done with high school and I'm gonna start moving on. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start doing bigger things. I'm gonna start moving into my adulthood, and it's no longer time to be a kid.